What's up, witches? This is the Undercover Witch, and today we're going to be doing a reading for Aries. I was trying to record this, but it was a little noisy, so I already pulled some of these cards, but this is for you if your moon is in Aries. So it's going to be all about your emotions for the month, and it's going to be divided up into kind of how you got, like what the situation was, how you're feeling about it, and then where we end up at the end of the month. Okay, so let's start with what we have already. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip the camera around. Okay, so this is all facing me. But first we have this Nine of Swords. So there's something going on that's kind of keeping you up at night. You're really stressed out about it. And I feel like this has to do with money. But I also feel like it might have to do with somebody around you that has maybe more money than you, or you feel pressured in a way to like look like you have a certain amount of money, but it's not necessarily something that you have. And I see this results in you spending a lot. So you may be trying to keep up with other people by spending a lot of money, and you might not be working fast enough to keep up with what you're putting out. And so that situation has led to some pretty complex emotions. We have the Emperor, which is kind of a need for control and authority. And it seems like that is coming on very intense. So there's either a person in your life that's very intense, or maybe you're experiencing extreme back and forth. So you might experience like, oh, I shouldn't be spending this much, and feeling a lot of shame that leads you into wanting to find something to make you feel better, that leads you to shopping more. So it's kind of the wrong message that you're receiving. Like, yes, it is that you need more control over your finances and things, but you're receiving that message the wrong way. What you really need is somebody to teach you and guide you, and you need more confidence in yourself. You don't necessarily need more self-control, because that's not what's leading you to here. But we have the moon. So you may not exactly know what to do, is what I'm getting. Like, you can't see a clear path forward, and you're very, very angry at the path that you think is the only path to go on, and that's kind of causing you to just want to give up. You're just like, I can't deal with this. But that is kind of where you think you're at. This is where you're at, and kind of your thought process on it and how that is working for you. But let's see what's actually happening here, because we have the 10 of Wands, the 7 of Wands, the 9 of Wands, and the 2 of Pentacles. So above here, right, in these cards that we looked at, a lot of this is like shame built. You feel bad for spending your money, even though you're the one that's earning it, you're the one that's making it. But you also, like, the problem isn't that you're spending money, the problem is that the reason why, which is why we're coming back to this message. If you feel like you're having to keep up with somebody else, or you're having to keep up an image, that's not a good reason to spend on things. You should be using that money for things that you need and you want, not things that you think are going to impress other people, or things that other people want you to buy. So 10 of Wands is carrying these burdens. You may not see them as burdens. You may be seeing it as, I'm just spending my money on useless stuff that I don't need, and feeling that shame, but really you're carrying this burden. But what you really need to be doing is looking at how these other people are affecting you. Like, these aren't your burdens to carry. The way other people see like how you should be presented, or, you know, being able to keep up with everybody, that's their problem. If they don't think that you can keep up with them, and they have a problem with that, then that's on them. That's not on you. You have your own things to worry about. And really your only burden is them, fighting off them and carrying your own knowledge with you and moving forward. But I feel like you think it's going to happen a certain way. Like, you think you're going to be dethroned, or you think that people are going to be upset with you. But I think other people kind of feel that way too, but they don't know that they feel that way. Like, let's say if you go out with your friends or your family and all they ever do is shopping, right? And they just go out and eat and spend a lot of money and all that kind of stuff. You can be like, look, you know, it's not that I don't want to do all that. I just don't want to spend all this money doing this. Maybe we should, you know, come up with some alternatives, come up with something better, like a staycation or something that's easier, a trip to the beach, whatever. And that way you won't be juggling as much. You won't have to juggle two sides of things. You can balance everything out. And let's get into how that's going to end up for the end of the month. I thought we already had the full card for some reason. I think that was the page. There's another card in here. I think it's backwards. Or not. It's just my mind tricking me, I guess. Okay. So this card, the Three of Pentacles, usually represents going to school, getting education, and things like that. And we kind of have that in this card as well. But this card is more about working and working for, you know, your keep, basically. But I feel like you could be shopping around. You could be looking for options instead of trying to put down some of those burdens and things. You might decide, you know what, I know that I'm doing this for the wrong reasons, but, you know, if this is a lifestyle I want to have, then I need to figure out how to support it. And so I feel like this is a new direction for you, because I feel like you work really hard, but this is more a strategic way. You're actually planning for your future now, because you're recognizing that there are things that you want, as opposed to just like trying to suffer through life and trying to figure things out as they go. And so you're looking forward, trying to figure things out. And I feel like with that, you're going to learn a lot. Like that knowledge and stuff is going to become quicker for you. But I also feel some kind of like resistance as well with this Knight of Swords. I think it's an outer resistance though, but I'm not 100% sure on it. And then we have the Queen, or the King of Wands in reversed. So let's get some clarification cards on these. Usually I have more than one deck, but I've been traveling and stuff, so it's a little bit different this time. Okay. So I think in shopping around for what you actually want to do, trying to get that schooling or trying to figure out what you need to work on for your best life, there's going to be some answers there. But I feel like, I don't know, this King of Wands, I think this is you wanting to set out a new foundation. You might be moving, you might have to go somewhere else to do it. I don't know, I just feel like there's something, I want to say this is very like aggressive energy, but not in a bad way, more just like there's something really urgent that you need to get message of. Like somebody from this side is sending word to you, and you're going to go out to meet them. I know that's like a very literal translation of these cards, but it just feels right. Okay. Yeah. There's also a lot of red. I know it's because we have a lot of wands, but there's also a lot of red in these cards as well. It's just a lot of high energy. But I don't want to say it's a negative way. I just think it's like really heightened. So like everyone's really excited about something. But I do feel like you're going to figure out what your passion is, and it's going to lead you to like more money and more security and more stability. So I hope that helped you, Aries. If you have any questions, you can comment down below. But please like and subscribe and turn on your notifications so that you can keep seeing these readings. Next week, we're going to be doing your rising sign, which is how people have viewed you and your actions this month and how it's going to affect you moving forward.